Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic through and through, and today, by the grace of God, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I couldn't be any more grateful. We want to welcome you to this platform, regardless of what your addiction may be. You are absolutely 1,000% unequivocally welcome here. We support your pathway, all pathways, and whatever pathway that may look like for you, well, we're just here to help, and we want to make sure that it works for you. Real quick tonight, if you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, I encourage you to come on down to the Crosstalk meeting tonight at 7 o'clock at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church in Huntington. That's Pea Ridge United Methodist at 7 p.m. tonight for the Crosstalk meeting. Always a great time, a lot of great topics of conversation and discussion going on there. Speaking of discussion, there's a couple things that my friends know, they absolutely know beyond any shadow of a doubt to not talk to me about. Civil War history, Battle of Gettysburg, they know not to talk to me about that particular topic. Because when I do, well, they're usually there for hours on end. The other thing that my friends know not to talk to me about, or at least not to get me started on, is nutrition and energy metabolism. So with that being said, even sometimes the most simplest questions for folks, that when they ask me the simplest questions, I can turn it into an absolute disaster. Case in point, on I think it was Saturday, me and Amy and Josh, we were at the Waffle House, and Josh, who's my sponsor, he had the most basic, simplest question to ask me about nutrition. And 15 minutes later, I noticed on both of their faces, they were gone, man. They were checked out. It was nothing but just, looking around. And it had dawned on me, I have just overcomplicated the shit out of a very basic and very simple question about what to eat. And I went off into the makeup, the difference between the carbohydrates and how the caloric reduction model of weight loss is not sustainable, and yada yada yada. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. And so, like I said, it was just actually minutes into the conversation that I realized I'd lost them. And Amy told me afterwards, she said, the only thing I got from that was don't eat French fries. And I think about that a lot. As a matter of fact, I've had the same conversation with my son over the last couple of days. We are prone to complicate the shit out of the obvious and trivialize the momentous. One of my favorite lines from the movie Gettysburg Battle, by the way. We can take the simplest things and turn it into the biggest mountains ever. And then we go, well, how'd this mountain get in front of us? Right. And I know that I did that all throughout my drinking career, hands down, all throughout my drinking career. I would take just the simplest thing and I would turn it into the biggest problem because I'd overthink the shit out of it. There may be a situation where you're talking to someone and you're hoping that they're going to share some piece of information with you, and they don't. And then next thing you know, you walk away and you're like, why didn't they say that? Why didn't they tell me what I needed to hear? And you start turning it into the biggest thing, the biggest deal. I am still notorious for that, by the way. That's something that I still do on a regular basis, and it's something I have to catch myself. And on page 135 of the big book, at the very end of The Family Afterwards, Bill says they have three little mottos, and here they are. First things first, live and let live, and easy does it. Just quit taking yourself so damn seriously, right? Quit taking things, to take things at face value. There's nothing wrong with that. And great example, you may be expecting somebody to give you a call sometime in the afternoon, and you're sitting there waiting, you keep looking at your phone, and they never call. And we automatically our brains automatically jump to, well, this person no longer likes me, or this person is doing something else, or whatever. We automatically jump to the worst possible outcome. Sound familiar? Again, I do this a lot. It's one of my character defects for sure. Instead of sitting there thinking, well, this person didn't call me because maybe something came up. Maybe something with their family member, maybe something with their job. This person didn't respond when I wanted them to respond, and so we immediately go to this person has disappeared. We have better chances of finding Jimmy Hoffa's briefcase than we do this person. Oh my God, what's happening? Rather than just the simplest explanation. Maybe something came up. Maybe they couldn't call. Maybe they couldn't reach out. Maybe there's an event that took place that they had to attend to. And that's the kind of the point of the story. We, by nature, by definition, we are drug addicts and alcoholics. So we will automatically just jump to the worst possible outcome. And again, I'm saying all this because I still do this. It's definitely a character defect of mine. I've gotten better. For sure, absolutely for sure. I've gotten better, but I still find myself doing that. Maybe, I didn't get an email whenever I was expecting one. Maybe I reached out to somebody and hoping that they would respond and they didn't. And in my mind, that keen intellectual alcoholic mind of mine goes, well, they don't like me. What? Something stupid. And I want to remind us, Bill's advice. Easy does it. There's a simple, or there's a phrase out there: keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, silly. Right? Sometimes the easiest explanation is the right explanation. Occam's razor, although that's a whole different story. It's not necessarily that, but that's what it's generally accepted as being. Keep it simple. Sometimes the easiest solution is the right solution. And so, when maybe you interviewed for a job and it didn't come through, you didn't get hired, and we immediately go, well, they didn't like me or whatever. Well, no, maybe they just found a candidate that was better qualified, or bigger picture. Maybe God's got something else in store for you. And that's the thing too. I didn't. So-and-so didn't call me to go out on that date. They didn't like me. They thought I was stupid or whatever. No, maybe God's just saying, no, you're not going out on that person. We're going over here. I got something better for you. And that's what I want to encourage you with today. Sometimes it's incredibly easy for us to immediately jump to the worst possible scenario, worst possible outcome. Sometimes it's incredibly easy for us to take a simple question and turn it into a 30-minute lecture. And Amy and Josh, I'm so sorry. Drinda got part of that when we were at the gym that day. Keep things simple. Easy does it, right? And that's Bill's advice to us on page 135. And I want to remind you of that today. Just keep things simple. Easy does it. Sometimes the simplest solution is the right solution. And always ask yourself, if you're expecting something to happen and it doesn't, ask yourself, is there some thing I'm not thinking about that could pop up and the reason why for this isn't happening? And at the end of the day, I always do this. I always default to this. God's got something better in store for me. If something didn't happen that I wanted to happen, that's because God didn't want it to happen, because he saw something I couldn't. He saw something down the road that I couldn't see. And so he's got me going off on a different path. And today I live, I work to live with that faith, knowing that God's always got something better in store for me. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have an absolutely kick-ass day. It's Tuesday, start to the week. Apologize for missing the video yesterday. Had an emergency come up with my wife that kept me from doing the video. So again, one quick reminder, if you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area tonight, 7 o'clock, Pea Ridge United Methodist Church, we have the crosstalk meeting. So I want to thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I couldn't be any more grateful. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.